Greetings and welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into some really fascinating source texts.
Yeah, these aren't your everyday readings. They offer this incredibly detailed, almost blueprint-like view of the first Adam and the last Adam.
Exactly. And they lay out what seems to be this grand, pre-planned divine design right from the start.
And our goal for you is to pull out the most, surprising insights. We're talking creation, commandments, and these really deep parallels between Adam, the last Adam, and their designated helpers.
It's quite a story.
It really is. Layers you might not expect.
Okay, so let's unpack this. To get this divine plan, we need to look right at the beginning, according to these sources.
Right. They talk about God confining this entity they call Satangarat, that's their specific term to Hades, for disobedience.
Creating this dark realm. And it's in that darkness, they say, God creates Adam in his image, giving him the commandment.
And what's fascinating here, and maybe a bit different, is Adam's core purpose. It wasn't just, obey this rule.
No. What then?
It was more like a cosmic test case. To prove the truth of God's commandments were possible, against Satangarat's whole argument that created beings couldn't possibly keep them.
Ah, I see. So Adam's obedience would validate the rules themselves.
Exactly. It confirms the commandments as the standard for judgment against lawbreakers, like Satangarat. Plus, Adam had this other job, rule and protect Eden.
But with love, right, not power.
Precisely. With love, ensuring peace, following God's commands. A big responsibility.
Okay, so Adam has this huge task, and the sources then explain he needs a helper.
Yeah, he names all the animals, the story goes, but none are quite right. No suitable companion.
So God steps in, causes a deep sleep, takes a rib.
And creates Eve to be his helper. And her role, these texts emphasize, was crucial. Help Adam protect Eden, protect it from sin, protect it from Satangarat's attacks.
Makes sense. A partner in the task.
But this leads to a really challenging point in these sources, a critical insight.
Yeah.
They reveal why Satangarat targeted Eve to get to Adam. It was because Adam's weakness. Well, it was already Eve.
Wait, before the forbidden fruit?
Yes. That's the key point here. Before any fruit was eaten, Adam, according to these specific texts, already loved Eve more than he loved God. That desire was already settled in him.
Wow. So the fruit didn't cause the fall, it just revealed it.
Exactly. It exposed the pre-existing condition. It showed Adam was already in a state where, push come to shove, he'd disobey the command. The act of eating was less important than the desire to break the rule, which was already present.
That reframes things completely, that idea of a pre-existing desire. Okay, but then how does this connect to the last Adam? This is where it gets really interesting, right?
It does. The sources draw this really direct, profound parallel.
Which is?
Just like Eve came from the death, the deep sleep of the first Adam, the church, they say, comes from the actual death of the last Adam on the cross.
Okay, wow. So the church is like the new Eve.
In a sense, yes. The church is presented as the true helper, the bride of the last Adam, fulfilling the mission the first helper didn't.
And what is that mission for the church in this view?
It's huge. In union with the last Adam, keep the commandments perfectly, overcome death itself, prove the commandments' truth again, help judge Sibrat.
Judge Satangarat.
Yes. And extinguish sin from creation. Complete creation. It's a cosmic level task list.
That's a lot. And they say this was planned all along.
That's maybe the most remarkable part. These sources state God had already planned to come as the last Adam, as the Messiah, before creation even began.
Before anything.
Before anything. So even Adam's, let's call it mistaken choice, loving Eve more than God. In this divine plan, it was used. It was part of a divine prefiguration.
Like foreshadowing.
Exactly. God used it to set the stage for the ultimate solution, the ultimate fulfillment in the last Adam and his helper, the church.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening? This deep dive really shows how deeply connected creation, temptation, redemption are. It suggests this incredibly intricate design woven right into existence itself.
Yeah, connecting the very beginning to this powerful, purposeful end.
It's a complete narrative arc almost.
It really is. And maybe the final thought for you to ponder is this. What does it mean to consider a cosmic plan so intricate, so profound, that even things that look like failures or weaknesses,
like Adam's misplaced love.
Right, that even those become part of a larger, divinely foreseen unfolding. It certainly makes you think differently about beginnings and endings, doesn't it?